That's more like it. Thank you. Values-led, performance-driven. It meant quite simply, they attracted and retained the best talent around. Consequently, became #1 in their served markets. It's linear. Treating your people fantastically well meant that the best people came to work for you, you became #1 in your served markets. During that time, I sat on the board of Pepsi, the ultimate challenger brand, waking up every day to face the most recognized brand on the planet, Coca-Cola. The only way Pepsi could compete, we were performance-driven beyond belief. Everything was measured. Failure was not an option. And we were hard driving. I spent 3 years, 3 months there. If I look back at how hard driving I was, it wasn't a period that I was massively proud of. Everyone in this room is as unique as their fingerprints. Every one of you is different. Some of you came straight to me. Where do you work? What's your name? Others smiled and walked politely by. This is great. Diversity is what fuels us. Everyone in this room is different. How do we capitalize upon that? Culture is more powerful than strategy. And when I say changing culture, here's what I mean. It's not process. It's not management. It's not KPIs. It's not the balanced scorecard. It's leadership. It's hiring for attitude as much as skills. There was a time when everyone wanted the expert, the highly skilled. Today we're more demanding. Highly skilled, wrong attitude doesn't work for us. Right attitude, skills shortfall, we can train the skills. We failed to train attitude. For today, we're going to talk about collaboration is the new leadership, but a particular sort of collaboration. I want to focus down on the loneliest job in the world, which is also the best job in the world, the toughest job in the world, the job that so many in their rising up their careers want to do, the chief executive. And I want to talk to you about my experience of working closely with some of the world's foremost chief executives, Fortune 500, FTSE 100, and I'll even throw in there a few heads of state. So this is a job that so important to the organization, so important to the business, but it's the one job that has no development program, no training program. The day you arrive there to do the job, you open the cockpit, you're going to have to fly the plane. You may never have been in that cockpit before. My job is to be sitting there waiting for you to come in and help you fly that plane. So let's start with that as a backdrop. The world changed. It just changed. And many people ask me, systemic racism, what is it? 8 minutes, 46 seconds was the most graphic definition of systemic racism. That police officer did not believe he was doing anything wrong. That police officer for 8 minutes, 46 seconds had his hand in his pocket, checking his phone as though it was just another day at the office. And when we say no one is born a racist, people are taught to hate. You learn to hate. We can teach you to love. You can learn to love. And one thing for everyone who's on the line today, let's talk a little bit about leadership. I want to explode a myth, the biggest myth in Western developed societies. Leaders are only at the top of the organization. It's nonsense. Managers are at the top of the organization. Leaders are everywhere. Everybody on this call can be a leader if they choose to be. We learn to do management. It's taught at business schools, it's taught at universities, it's taught at colleges, it's taught within business. Leadership is a choice. It's a choice that you can make now. When you decide to be a leader, no one can take it away from you. And the first two bits I'd like you to focus on. Can you influence? Can you persuade? Can you influence? Can you persuade? Without authority. They're the first two steps. And if you want a model to guide you for leadership today, the contemporary model for leadership today
Think mothers at home. We came here, all of us, to do further education, a master's, a PhD, and we've done that brilliantly. We have a natural work ethic. We will work all the hours. There's nothing about us that wants second place. We want to be the best. We're bright, we're smart, we're hardworking. But as I speak to you today and I look at all the companies in the UK, FTSE 100, FTSE 250, multinationals, there is not one Chinese chief executive. If I look at all the professional services firms, the consultancies, the auditors, the lawyers, there is not one Chinese managing partner. I put it to you, there's only one reason for this. Unconscious bias, systemic racism, institutionalized racism. How are we going to get around this? In that instant, I soon realized why I had been invited.